Hello everyone, this is Sun, and today I'll be presenting about my research progress. My research topic is identity transformation and inequalities in the South Korean conscription system. The foundation for the South Korean conscription system is based on the Constitution of Republic of Korea and the military service law. The Constitution prescribes that all citizens of South Korea shall have the duty of national defense, and the military service law mandates that all male citizens of Korea must sincerely fulfill the military service duties. As a result, all eligible males with South Korean nationalities serve from 18 to 21 months in active duty, depending on the military branch, and 8 more years in the reserve forces. And during the reserve forces period, they receive an annual training. Identity transformation is the deconstruction of civilian framework and remolding of minds and bodies to absorb the identity and values that are necessary to the military environment. And the South Korean conscription system is a great example. The South Korean conscription system removes the civilian identities and it implants masculinity and nationalistic values in the conscripted soldiers' identities. And ongoing inequality problems in the South Korean military can be divided largely into two categories. First is gender inequality. In details, it's the nature of male-only conscription. Although the conscription, uh, although the Constitution prescribes that all citizens shall have the duty of national defense, military service law contradicts it by mandating only males for conscription, and removal of extra points system is another big issue. Uh, this extra point system was introduced in 1961 as a compensation for discharged military members. However, this was eliminated by the Supreme Court in 1999 as the system was ruled to be discriminating against females and disabled males who cannot join the army. And the next category is the social class disparity. In details, the children of politicians, entrepreneurs, and male celebrities evade military duty by intentionally getting unhealthy physical grading. And another issue is the military evasion and military exemption for promoting national glory. So, for example, if an athlete wins a medal at an international sports game, that athlete would be exempt for promoting the national glory. So, for the methodology, I have conducted interviews, semi-structured interviews, to better understand the theme of identity transformation in the South Korean conscripts through their lived experiences. And participants were South Korean males who have completed their military duty within the last five years. And by limiting the time period, this will provide up-to-date insider information. So when when the participants were asked about identity transformation, uh, they said they went through their change of personality. So for example, they learned how to cooperate and how to live with a bunch of crowd of people. And they also they were able to build constructive and healthy lifestyles, and also the experience in the military helped them widen their perspective. And one participant said that military is a good place to meet different people and learn how to socialize with them through their lived experience. Another participant uh, criticized that they went through the feeling of feeling they are at the bottom of the hierarchy in the military, and they also uh, built on their patriotism towards their nation, but the problem is that it only persisted during the service period, and they said that it was difficult to maintain this patriotism and dignity when they were discharged because they couldn't find any. The society outside was didn't show enough respect towards them. When the participants were asked about their opinions towards being conscripted, most of them accepted the reality of the nation that's technically still at war, and rather some of them perceived conscription as a special and exotic experience that not everyone can join. However, others have expressed depression and anger that they were falling behind their female friends and that conscripts deserve to be treated better. And when asked about female conscription, surprisingly, most of them felt there is no need for female conscription. They have explained the current male-focused military institutions and that it will be difficult for females to fit into the current male-focused institution. And the participants said it'll take a lot of resources, like such as time, cost, and facilities, for females and males to coexist in the current military. Instead, they have suggested that females receive at least basic military training in accordance with the Constitution that states that all civilians have the duty of national defense. Other participants have suggested that females serve in different institutions for the duration of males' military service period, with the idea that uh, each gender should focus on what they are good at. And and funny enough, one participant even said that there's no need for female conscription as long as females in the society acknowledge acknowledge the conscripts' devotion and sacrifice to the nation. And about the revival of extra point system, most of the participants advocated the revival of extra points system, and the reason is that it's the least reward for their sacrifice in the military. And they went on to explain that how there's a lack of opportunity in terms of job hunting and pursuing careers during the 18 months in the military compared to other people outside of military and in the society. They also felt expressed their feeling that they were disconnected from the society. One participant suggested that there should be like an assessment in the military, which could later be reflected as a grading criteria in job hunting. He believed that this type of assessment, if it were to be made, it will be more fair and it'll make less controversy. Another participant said that rather than giving extra points in job hunting, there should be a welfare system that every male conscripts can benefit from. And when it comes to social class disparity, all the participants expressed the same opinion. Since the method for evading military duty among the wealthy and the rich is to get a bad grade from their physical grading, participants felt the need for overhaul of the criteria for the physical grading of the physical grading system and they also said that the grading process has to be precise and transparent. And they also worried that military evasion among them will arouse uh, inequality and hatred towards conscription. And moving on to exemption for promoting national glory, the participants' opinions became quite diverged. So some said that promoting national glory is not enough to evade military duty. So one participant said at winning Olympic medals is their own career and it's got nothing to do with the duty of national defense. And others have said that if the standards are made well, uh, uh, standards are well set up and acceptable, the males that meet the criteria may be exempt from the duty. So overall impression is that the participants perceived military as a masculine institution and that they describe military as very much male-centered, so that females would have to serve in a different institution or try to find less physically demanding positions if they were to be conscripted to in the military. And the participants also mentioned that they feel they were poorly treated inside, and even after discharge even after discharge they still feel poorly treated outside the military in the society. And the conscripts they want to be they, so instead they would want the society and the females to acknowledge and acknowledge their sacrifice and devotion to the nation. And about the identity transformation, it, it happens twice during the military service period. So first, after enlistment, conscripts abandon their civilian identities and they form a military identity with patriotism and cooperative mindset. And the second one is that after they are discharged, the conscripts abandon their pa- patriotic military identity and they form a new civilian identity that's merged with their negative experience from the military. So this is all for my presentation and thank you for listening.